Get out! Come here, Eddie.
All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises and blessings to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, pushing this word in all truth and in sincerity, risking life and livelihood in so doing. All right. And, that's, that would be the job, of your dog. Your dog, in your household, that is supposed to be your dog's position. All right. To protect your property. All right. And that's the same thing in this truth. All right. The job of a prophet, okay, of a true prophet is to protect the property, all right, of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all right. And the elect are likened unto sheep, all right, of Israel. Okay, and that doesn't go for everybody. Okay, that's only for the elect. Okay, the 144,000. Okay, scripture says, "Feed my sheep." That's what it's talking about. It's talking about the elect. All right, and let me get a scripture. This is Proverbs 15:27. It says, he that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that hateth gifts shall live. All right. And we see a lot of Israelites who have not stepped up to the plate, and they're major Israelite groups. Okay, they're major Israelite groups who have not stepped up to the plate regarding prophecies. All right, regarding issues, concerning the elect of Israel. Okay. And so these, and we mention these individuals all the time. Okay. You do have your IUIC. All right. You have this one, individual. I forgot his name. He has sort of like a podcast ministry. And he made a video, you know, towards the Apostle Tahar, all right? And, you know, the Apostle Tahar did a response video to this individual. But see, that individual doesn't understand, you know, a lot of you people don't understand the undertaking of what we are a part of what you have become a part of, okay? And already, all right, you know, they don't understand that there's not going to be any unity. See, now, when you want to get with that unity, the unity doctrine is one that's being pushed over the world right now. As you see this new movement called coexist, all right? And coexist is the same thing as unity camps. You know, individuals who are teaching uh, their own doctrines, okay? And people want to generally be a part of unity camps and so on because it generates a lot of, you know, that can generate revenue, okay? That could generate revenue as far as, you know, you'll have people who are into certain things, and, you know, as long as you're teaching and saying things that, you know, that's okay that they do and that's okay for them, well, they're going to like your message. Your message is going to be one that they agree with. And so that's why you see a lot of these individuals grab a microphone, okay, and they get on the Israelite movement because a lot of these individuals have seen from the beginning that it is a very, very lucrative movement, okay? You know, and they're not, they're like these dogs. They're not considering, you know, Yahweh Shai, all right? They're like these dogs, man. Okay, you know, the Lord who have, you know, brought them thus far, all right? And they are, you know, they are not acknowledging, you know, him, okay? They're behaving like these dogs. Now, personally, if this was me, okay, if I had a dog, no matter how much I like that dog, if my dog ever allowed someone to come and grab me inside of the home, you know, come and grab me inside of my home, and the dog, instead of coming to my rescue or to my aid, to my assistance, instead of my dog doing that, it, you know, went and lapped up food. That dog would be glue, all right, uh, the same day, all right, the same day that dog would be glue, all right. So, you know, Proverbs 15:27. Okay, he that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, And that's what a lot of these Israelite leaders, okay, have done to their congregation. Okay. They have troubled their congregation. All right. And that's why you have a lot of Israelites, disgruntled Israelites. All right. Um, you have Israelites who, again, grab the mic, jump on a podcast and you know, looking for likes, and ultimately, that approach is an approach for what? To fill their bellies. Okay. And that's an approach to fill their bellies. And these individuals, you could tell that they're false because, they're doing so and have no fear of the Lord. All right. Let me get another scripture. All right. This is Isaiah 56:10. It says, his watchmen are blind. All right. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. Okay. And this is talking about these Israelites. Now, a lot of them, they're putting on the front like, they're this movement. You see them marching in the step, training, all right, jumping over obstacles and going through obstacle courses, okay? Um, you know, but at the end of the day, if they're not teaching the right doctrine, which they're not, they're all dumb dogs, and not in the sense that, of being dumb, all right, but in a sense of being ignorant, like these dogs, okay? This dog is ignorant, man. You know, this dog has let down his owner, which could ultimately lead to, this was just a trial, a test to see what would this dog do. This dog has gotten so comfortable, and that's what a lot of individuals in this truth they do. This world has made them so comfortable that they are ignoring their duty. Now, if that was my wife, all right, that dog would be out of there, man. Because, dogs are protective of women. They understand, dogs are very, very protective of women. They have a sense and understand, who, and they, know what a woman is and their job. So when the dog doesn't protect that woman, that household, you know, uh, that animal is, that animal is corrupted. Okay, and what's corrupted that animal in this sense? His greed. Look, he's not even looking back at the woman. All right, he's His whole focus is on filling his belly. And that is what a lot of these people, these Johnny come latelys, all right, and even those who are membership people, why you always talking about the IUIC? Man, if you don't understand, if you don't get the picture, okay, it's because you don't care for your household. Okay, yeah, this dog would be glue.
Take it.
That dog would be glue. All right, you're actively feeding the dog, and the dog ignores what the hell goes on. He didn't even bark. Okay, the dog said, as long as you don't touch my food, all right, and that's the same thing, that these Israelite groups are doing, all right, and a lot of them have 501c3 charters. So that 501c3 charter, they're saying, as long as you don't touch my 501c3 charter, they're whooping his ass. They whooped his ass, all right, and look at this dog, okay. So as long as you don't fuck with the food, all right, there's dogs that are in places like India, Pakistan. I see a lot of those, a lot of videos where they have dogs in these countries like Pakistan, India, down in South America, and these dogs end up losing their lives. They're so dedicated to the household that they lose their lives to animals like jaguars, panthers, Bengal tigers, lions. These dogs sit and defend their home, and that's what the elect is. Okay, those dogs are not in, like these dogs are in the house. Those dogs are not in the house. Okay, they're out in the field. Okay, and they're doing what at any time. Okay, when danger arises, they're right there. Okay, making that ultimate sacrifice. Look, see that dog, he barked. He barked. Okay? He at least barked. Okay? And then he went back to eating. All right? He went back to eating. See that dog, he acknowledged his master, okay? But he said, fuck that bitch, all right? And a lot of these people have had these animals, these dogs, since they were puppies. See, that's why you're supposed to correct that in the door. See, me, I would have, unless it was a puppy, okay, unless it was a puppy, if it was a puppy, I would have, gave it a chance, okay? I would have gave it a chance if it was a puppy. But a dog that's full of age, yeah, that dog would have, I would have either taken that dog out myself or just, dropped his ass off in the woods. Okay? I would have did him inhumanely. All right? Yeah, because that's what you do, to a dog. A dog's purpose, okay, is to watch over his master's household. Okay, Isaiah 56:10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. Yeah, they are all dumb dogs. Okay, they cannot bark, sleeping, laying down, loving to slumber. And a lot of you Johnny come latelys with these podcasts. You see the uh but I forgot this guy's name, all right? Um but anyway, he made the video again. He made the video towards the Apostle Tahar, and you have other individuals who have uh, wouldn't really say jumped on the bandwagon, but Johnny come latelys, because if they'd have jumped on the bandwagon, well, then they would be teaching this doctrine. All right, you know the one of the major things, even to me, bigger than the RFID chip, was the grape situation. How a lot of individuals uh, uh, bucked up to the grape situation. All right, how they buck up to meritable age of a woman. All right, how they don't understand, and how they don't get. A lot of these guys still don't get that. All right, you know, if it comes to it, that you have to that your wife, okay, could be 11, all right, or 10, okay, well, then that's just what it is. Okay, you don't master the situation. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai has a plan, and his plan is going to override your plan, because you think as a man. And so a lot of people, frowned upon, the doctrine of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? You had the Genesis, all right? Sakari. They all frowned on it. They don't get it. And they still don't get it, all right? And then you have the RO, the MO, the MOTB, and Israelite groups that don't see that, a microchip implant will be the mark of the beast. They don't see how, they don't see that it's coming. And so, they're breaking down what the mark of the beast is, and they're doing it wrong. You have Israelite groups saying that, they understand what the cross represents, but, they're saying that the cross that Jake got around his neck, okay, it's the mark of the beast, man. So then when you pose the question to him, well, if that's all that it's going to take, is putting on a cross, you could lie. Oh yeah, man, yeah, I'm down. I'm down with that shit. If you're hungry, you're starving. A lot of people have never starved, okay? Went hungry. went dirty or went nasty. Okay? So they're not going to be able to take it if forced to. They're going to fold. And so this devil, he's so wicked, he's just not going to make it as easy as you just having on a crucifix chain. It's not going to be that easy. He has to penetrate you, as in any industry here in Babylon the Great. You have to be penetrated. Diddy is showing you, and the rest of these entertainers are showing you what it takes. And penetration is the ultimate, is it. That's why you get the whole no Vaseline. Well, no Vaseline will be the RFID chip being placed under your skin. All right. So, Lord willing, you were edified. Just a quick lesson. Until next time, Shalom.